And the crazy thing is to keep what you want to talk about on the tip of my tongue, because the last thing we were doing together was at that art festival at the XOXO.
Right.
And boy, do we have a story.
That was a good time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it crazy what happened, though, in your mind?
Yeah, it was definitely crazy.
Isn't it? And I feel like I don't want to bring it up, but you've really angled yourself where I feel like there's no choice at this point.
Right. Well, yeah, we have to bring it up because I feel like it was an insult to the show.
Yep.
I feel it was an insult to
the
you.
gimmick.
Yep.
The brand we're building.
Yep. So
it's here. We're heat-seeking missiles.
We're heat-seeking missiles, but there's also some other stuff we're going to talk about. Some things going on in Tampa.
I like
good
it.
Stuff.
Well, let's get this fired up.
Welcome to the What's Good Tampa Show.
What's Good Tampa Show.
This is where we talk about all things Tampa Bay and beyond. Coming to you from the Gimmick in Ybor City, here's your hosts, Austin and Sean.
Oh, you're still vaping?
Still vaping.
Yeah.
Got to stop, though.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you felt?
I've been saying that.
Have you felt bad about it too? Or every time it touched your lips?
Bad about it,
but like you don't feel like, oh, that hurts my lungs.
No, sometimes it does, especially if I'm out at a night, like partying a lot, and then like just hitting it all night. Yeah,
never smoke cigs.
Never smoke cigs. Just right to the vapes with the cool kids.
You and the 15-year-olds.
Yeah, and I can't say when I work, I have like Pandora on all day, just playing, and like 20 times a day, the whole ad comes on about. Vapes. I wish I would have stopped vaping.
Oh,
yeah, I know. It's like
the public service
they're
announcements.
Trying to talk to me. Yeah, and I've just been ignoring it. But anyway, how's it been in the last 2 weeks?
Great for me.
Yeah,
artwork just piling out. The last time we met, we're hanging out at the festival. You put up that cool clip of me winning the stuffed animal.
Yep, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Last time we had a show was the roast. Hopefully you guys saw the roast.
Yeah, it's up right now.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. It was a good show. I thought we had a good turnout. A lot of people were
sold
a lot
out.
Of laughs, sold out.
Yep.
Lots of laughs, lots of fun. We had a champion. Who was our champion again?
Ian Everett, the first ever What's Good Tampa Show roast champion.
Congratulations, Ian, on winning the championship belt.
His name goes on the belt, and
you didn't let him take it home, did you?
No.
Oh, thank God.
He said, "Well, I'm wearing this thing until you take it off me." It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, he was walking around the whole thing because he was on the show afterwards, the Dirty Show, and he was wearing that belt the entire night.
He wore it on set for his next show?
I don't think he wore it on set, but he had it. He had it.
When's the next one?
The 13th. You'll be there. It's 2 weeks, and it's. The lineups are going to be absolutely insane. Tickets are now live on Eventbrite, so go check it out on the Gimmick Eventbrite. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, all right, cool. Well, and then, like we talked about, XOXO Art Carnival. That
shout
was
out Piper Productions. They did a great job. I mean, the thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And we got to ride some rides, play some carnival games, eat some carnival food.
And then shout out to Tyler. Shout out to Tyler, who had the setup for the artwork on the side that the Tampa artists were on, had a booth and stuff. And I wasn't able to be there a lot of the weekend because of so many shows we had. So he took good care of me, sold some pieces, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and some controversy there. So what happened as far as, well, I'll tell everybody what happened. Okay. So we were at the festival having a good time. It was at night. And we were sitting at your art booth.
Yeah.
And
well, do you want to give the prequel to this from the day before?
Okay,
so supposedly there's a
prequel.
Miami art guy that sells art for he's whatever you call it. He's the representative for artists in Miami and some Tampa artists, and he sets up there as well. Right in front, and he's always been like a co-promoter and blah blah blah. So I get wind that this guy's like, oh, this is bullshit. Me and this other artist, supposedly somebody and local to Tampa invented the wood frames on artwork.
Well, I think the most dramatic part about the whole thing is this particular artist decided they weren't going to do the show because you were there,
yes.
Which to me is like the complete opposite thing you would do in that situation.
100%.
You would just show up and say, "Watch me sell more art than this guy who's trying to rip me off," supposedly.
Yeah,
and then just does not show up at all. Says he's not going to come. It sounds like drama to me, but
Well,
anyway.
it's drama, and I'm like thinking to myself too. Is like I've done art since 2000. I just got back 3.5 years ago. I did art 6 years. I mean, so this isn't like it was like but I've never done these big things because I'd rather just sell. Like people find the stuff on Instagram, and I kind of have a clientele that knows when I have a lot of new stuff come out, and so. But I was like, you know what? I need to start getting out there and seeing it. Everybody was super positive. My stuff, loved it, and but there was a couple individuals that just for some reason felt some kind of way about me being there.
Right. So Jason Skeldon decided he wasn't going to show up because you were there, and this guy Jason Perez is his name, I think, was just basically
You're calling the
what do I
documents out.
care?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, so they basically this dealer, the art dealer, shows up in front of your tent, and then
I wasn't there. Tyler was,
and had a few words to say, just basically that you're a ripoff and that you're.
I'm doing what he does.
You're doing what he does.
Even though
there's like 10 million pop art people in the world, I mean, making this type of art,
and
you
I
see
do
them everywhere.
super specific, like 90 stuff a lot of the times. But like, I guess the big hang up.
So what's the real problem?
The real problem,
I guess,
I'm
not understanding.
I guess is because there's a Tampa artist that I guess, and this. There's so much backstory to this too, and we've, our art's been in the same places for a long time. But when I was gone in Vermont in 6-7 years, this particular artist blew up, and I think it had a lot to do with this art dealer that got him to Miami.
So the art dealer does a good job, apparently.
He did, yeah. But the crazy part was this person, the artist has known me for a long time because he blocked me from Instagram 3 years ago because his clients were buying my art.
Oh my God.
And I guess they liked the subject matter or something. But here's the crazy part.
Tell me.
I was doing this
This
6
whole
years in
thing's
Vermont
crazy.
before I came back down here. I was doing it 6 years prior to moving to Vermont. I'd always done art shows. I had 2 art studios prior to moving to Vermont 10 years ago here in Tampa. So for me, it's just like, and then what happened was, I guess it's not even because I don't do any paste down. I don't do any of the multimedia stuff. I do some collages and stuff, but I don't do digital art that's put on. Like a lot of my stuff is like paint pen or it's pop art. It's, but I guess the big thing is there's only one person starting in 2015 or whenever that does wooden frame 2x4s on the wood. I guess that's the hang up.
So the wooden frame is the problem.
Which is crazy to me because it's like, wow. I never even thought to look see, I just think it's because I always did a lot of paintings on stuff. A lot of people just use canvases.
Right.
But then I'm thinking to myself, this can't be real.
Right.
You've blocked me 5 years ago because a bunch of your clients were buying stuff from me because they found when I opened the gimmick here 3.5 years ago, they liked my stuff. So for me, I felt like, well, that's weird because why wouldn't you just be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
I can help you. Let's do this together. Let's do an art thing. But I think what it is that's the livelihood of those two people, and they have a certain price point that I don't have. I like to, me.
Yes,
you always
I know.
wanted me to charge more. They have this price point because of this wood frame, I guess. And I believe it's encroaching. This guy's got some pretty cool stuff, and we can say it's similar enough to where he's quote unquote taking money. I don't know. I don't.
Well, it hasn't hurt your business, right?
No, it's only helped. Yeah.
It's only helped.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I think we should just have an open invitation. If those guys want to come on the show,
I would love that.
Let's talk this out and figure out what the problem is.
And here's the other thing. Since this thing, he had a guy that was working for him. The art dealer had a guy that was working for him, walks over. I guess I wasn't there. This is something the artists were telling me, and said, copied him, right? And the guy's like, no, this is subject. I mean, I guess with the wood, literally said this to him, and an artist came up to me like,
but why is it why is it copying? I don't understand that.
I don't know. I think it's because it's selling. I think it's because it's. I like to do stuff for a very high value, low cost. I'm in that world right now where I want a lot of people to have my art. I'm not worried about charging $5,000 per piece. I'm not.
Right.
I'd rather have my stuff in people's homes.
Right.
And it just got crazy. But since that all happened, it was almost like I had a ton of people coming up to me like, this guy's ridiculous. What is going? They were super pro, me, saying don't even worry about it. I'm like, oh, I was never worried about it.
Right.
This is ridiculous to me. But it's funny because now I had a couple guys come up to me like, now you got to get bigger in Tampa. And there was some comments made by this press guy to the other art broker here in Tampa. And he's just like, you need to fix this. This is in Skell's backyard. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
How weird. Well, I guess there's only one person that can sell wood frames around here, and it's not you. Okay, you're not the guy for that.
But you kind of got a third party view. Like, am I crazy? I was telling you, like, I'm trying to make. I don't understand it.
I mean, the whole thing just sounds a little childish to me. But again, I'm not in the art world.
And here's the thing:
so.
I'm gonna keep doing. Art's one thing I do, and I love it and appreciate it. But I got a lot of stuff going. I can't worry about that.
No, yeah, that's just drama. That's why I say get him in here. Let's talk it out.
That'd be awesome.
Let's figure it out.
Well, I don't think you can talk it out. I think it's, I do wood frames, then you do wood frames. You're copying me. I think that's the fear they were trying to see. What I think happened is they don't see me at a lot of shows. I think they were like, maybe this guy will just stop doing it.
Oh, like you were just like a flash in the pan.
I guess, but I've been doing art since 2000. Whatever.
Whatever.
But it's fun. And like, here's my question. You're an influencer. Does this happen in the influencer world where they're like, those videos are shot, you just took the idea the way you shot that video? Or is that kind of just, let me do it and do it better? Like, do you get influence? I don't understand.
No, there's nobody like me. No one that compares. So
is there anybody, I guess, if somebody tried to copy the way you did your videos, it's not like you'd be like, you're copying the way I'm doing your videos.
yeah, no, I don't think so. No, I don't
Nor
think
would
so.
you care.
Nor would I give a fuck. I don't have time to care. Just do my own thing.
Yep.
Can't focus on the competition. You just focus on
Now,
yourself.
Tampa is life too. You're, it's awesome. You're getting back into it, and I love your top fives, even though you leave the gimmick out. Once in a while, you put me in there.
Once in a while, I'll put you in. I can't put you in there every week.
Well, you could. It's one of the top 5 things to do every single weekend here at the Gimmick to watch a show. But no, Tampa's life is fun to watch you do that thing too, and the food reviews.
Should we do one today? Should we go out afterwards?
Yeah, I
and
think
do one?
so.
Okay, cool.
Or maybe
All
a
right.
drink review.
Okay, cool. Cocktail review. Love it.
But before we get to our first break, because I know that's where you're headed, I want to shout out. We have Then There Was Two, our 2 sponsors of the show. We are open. We're going to start shooting a lot more. The shoot is coming out. Actually, we're shooting an episode today, and we're going to be posting on Patreon ASAP. But yes, Heightened Aesthetics, Stephanie, we love you. Adam Spath, if you need any of your health insurance needs covered, he's got you. So I want to shout out them before we take our first break, and then we can get into it.
Okay.
We're back.
Wow. What do you have going on the rest of the weekend? Anything crazy?
So what do we got this week? Well, I mean, it's Saturday.
obviously comedy.
Yep, comedy. Bunch of art deliveries early next week. St. Pete, Clearwater. I got to run down there, and then just it begins. I have Easter with the family tomorrow, and it'll be a fun time. What about you?
Do you ever go out like in Tampa, like with like your wife? Like, do you ever like date night or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. She's only come to a comedy show once, but no, yeah, we go out. We'll do a restaurant, but it's funny too because. Do you have that guilty pleasure, whether it's like TGI Fridays or one of those chain ones that you go to? Like Bonefish Grill is our thing.
Okay, you like bonefish.
Well, yeah, it's the Bang Bang Shrimp. You do it for the people. It's not. I'm sure it's not the. But I like it. But that's the thing is up in Wesley Chapel, there's a lot less. Of like down here, it's all like one of a kind stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The chains are kind of gone.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that, and I was watching another Tampa podcast. I'll shout him out, Tampa Developer Podcast.
Yeah, you got me actually watching that.
Yeah. And he was talking to, I guess, one of the developers of Water Street, and I thought it was a cool. I didn't even notice it really, but it was cool that he mentioned like, hey, why is there no Starbucks like in Water Street anywhere?
Starbucks sucks.
Yeah. Well, and the guy's answer was just basically like when they built it, they just wanted to make sure that it was completely focused around local businesses so that it didn't feel like everywhere else, in the country. It felt like a real hot local spot. So they started pulling all the best restaurateurs like from Tampa and getting them to invest in Water Street and build restaurants there that make Tampa unique,
For
all
sure.
the real popular ones. So I never really noticed that there wasn't a Starbucks down there, but now that I mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, this is cool how there is really no like chains down there, which is cool.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of Ybor too.
Yeah, kind
There's
of.
the Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, what world does Buffalo Wild Wings go out of business?
Yeah, so we got Buffalo Wild Wings out of Ybor.
Yeah.
But now there's a lot more local business down here. But anyway, what I was getting at with the date night thing is I got invited to go on the Pirate Water Taxi last night, which I don't know if you've ever been on the Pirate Water Taxi.
I've seen it. I don't think I've done it.
Yeah, it's basically just like a little water taxi that goes up and down the river, and it has like 12 stops along the way. It's like a fun little thing to do, and like you get a pass for the day, so you can get on the water taxi, like at the convention center. For
Is there like a
example.
bar on the boat?
Yeah, there's a bar on the boat. They have beer and wine and water, Cokes, all that stuff. And then like you start usually at the convention center where there's a bunch of restaurants right there, the Sail, American Social, Jackson's, Harpoon Harry's, tons of stuff to do right there. And then it can take you down to like Armature Works where you can get off and then stay for, several hours and hop back on and then go to a different stop. So it's a fun thing to do. But one thing that they just started doing, and this is why I was invited to go, was because they're doing what's called a sunset cruise now. So basically,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they just go out at like 6:30. You don't do any stops. They just basically like take you from the convention center around Davis Island as like the sun setting. They give you like free wine.
Really?
Yep. And then they do like a champagne toast at sunset. The captain talks to you a little bit about where you're at and what's going on around that area. But it's a nice little fun romantic thing to do. You should do it with your wife.
All right, maybe I'll do it next week.
You should. I think it's like $30 or something like that. It's not expensive. And they're just now launching it, trying to see if it'll take off or not. But
That's the Pirate Water Taxi?
that's the Pirate Water
So what's
Taxi.
the big yellow one I'm thinking of?
I think that's what you're thinking of.
Okay.
Pirate Water Taxi is the yellow ones you see down there, like going up and down the river all the time. So that was like a new thing that they're trying to do. I have a little Instagram video I'm trying to work on, promote it for
them.
Yeah. So thank you, Pirate Water Taxi, for having me out again. Always good people over there. I like
Heck
them.
yeah.
Nice people. So anyway, so that's going to be a little video to look out for. Some date night tips, I guess.
I like that.
You like that?
And you're in that date, so you're in a very comfortable dating world yourself then, I'm taking it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you get to do it from experience too. These are, fun dates and things to do that are maybe a little bit less generic. I like that idea.
Hey, you got to get creative with it, you know?
You do. And then that's the one cool thing about Tampa, that Tampa developer, just to shout them out again too. Maybe we should have him on.
Yeah, why not? I like the guy.
But
Seems
he
cool.
he was talking about with one of the developers, the expansion of Tampa, and they broke a record last weekend for people on the I-275 or something like that, 226,000 cars in a day, and it beat the record of like the most busy day on a random Thursday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, it's just insane the amount of people that are coming in to do things here. Maybe they're from Orlando or wherever, but it sounds like, I mean, I can tell the 275 traffic's fucked, but they're trying to widen that. But pretty soon, because of the expansion, it probably will be Atlanta on the driving. I lived in Atlanta for 2 years, and that's the worst of the world to drive from North Atlanta down. It's the worst. We're gonna get to 4 lanes. Hopefully, it doesn't get that crazy, but. Tampa is just exploding.
I know. I did see an article somewhere too that said like this was going to be like the largest spring break crowd in like the history of Florida. Yeah, I don't know what the numbers were, but several articles were saying that this is going to be like the biggest amount of people we've ever had here for spring break.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's out of control. It's just blowing up, dude. But we're building another bridge, next to the Howard Franklin.
I saw that. 150 million or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully that'll help the traffic situation.
Yeah. But no, I think Tampa, it's definitely a time for growth, and being here in the last 3 years, you do see it getting. I mean, Ybor's different. Ybor's like training, but transforming again, and it does this every 5 or 6 years, and then usually springboards with a shooting. Yeah. And then the thing is, they said, is there some kind of like electronic rail or something that they're going to extend from channel side right into Ybor? I think they were talking about that too on one of those podcasts, where they're trying to get, I mean, once you connect, it's only a mile away. Once you connect Ybor, now you've just opened the floodgates.
Yeah. Well, I know that they're doing the Bright Line train, but that's going to be like not until several more years. But that's the train that's going from like Tampa to Orlando.
That'd be
goes
nice.
to like Tampa,
High-speed rail.
Yeah, goes like Tampa to Disney or something like that. But get you there in like 45 minutes or something crazy.
No I-4 to deal with.
No I-4 to deal with, which is a blessing. I-4 is like the worst road in the history of Florida. But
but no, it's a fun time to be in Tampa, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally. Well, let's take another quick break, and we'll be right back. Yeah. So, speaking of the whole date night thing, we got a show coming up on April 20th.
Can I give respect where respect is due here?
Please, yeah.
Sorry to interject, but you know me.
Yeah. I know.
So we, a couple months ago, had a girl reach out. She was in Miami. She does this date night comedy show.
Yeah.
Where there's 2 guys and 2 girls, and they all get interviewed by themselves. Yep. And then the audience chooses which 2 of, like, there's 4 people, so there's 2 different dates on stage. Very cool concept. And they rented the place out, and you actually participated.
We did.
That was fun. And we loved it. And I've been trying to get her back, but it's a thing. Like, so we're going to kind of modify it in our way, but we're going to do it kind of fits what happens here.
Right.
And I'd love to work with her hand in hand too, but we're going to do this date night show where we have 4 singles that are going to get interviewed. The crowd's going to decide which 2 get paired up, which 2 get paired up. We'll have 2 sets of pairs. You'll be the host in the front.
wait.
I'll be doing microphone in the back, where it's very cool because it's crowd work. So if the crowd has any questions for the daters that they want to discuss, it's like they're a part of the date,
Right, got
which
it.
is pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's a BYOB event, and it is 420. It's April 20th at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be a new thing, but I think it's going to be awesome. We have, because it's our first show, we have 10 buy one, get ones. Tickets are $15 on Eventbrite. If you go on Eventbrite, you can see it, but we have 10. So reach out to the What's Good Tampa Show Instagram, DM us BOGO, and you can be one of those people that grab the BOGO tickets. But are you excited about doing it? Like, it was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
And you're not going to be able to do it like her because she had that female touch that you just can't do. But I think you'll take it from a different angle. But it's so fun because it's like the crowd gets to just interject. And we hit a home run with one of the dudes. I couldn't help myself.
he
It
was
got
great.
wild. We had our own 40-year-old virgin that happened to be one of the guys. And he went into this long thing on stage. And people were feeling bad for him.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
You know, it was bad. He and not to get too personal or whatever, but he was talking about, he had honestly never been with a girl because he felt like if he liked a girl, but then there was somebody he saw on the street that he liked more, he has to completely shut this one off. But he's not going to do sexual things, so he's going to hump his pillow at home. It gets wild.
Yeah,
It gets wild.
Masturbating, humping his bed was probably my favorite part.
No hands.
No hands.
Just dolphin ride.
Yeah, dolphin rides.
Unbelievable. So like, and you have audience, and he's locked in fully. I mean, this is
Good
one
for
of
him for
but
telling
here-
the truth, though.
But you did too. And
Yeah.
here's the thing: is like, it's such a cool concept, and I mean, I wish she didn't live in New York City. I wish she lived down here. She could do it every week or every month, whatever. But we're gonna do it. It's called Date Night, and we are going to. Tickets are for sale, and like I said, we have 10 BOGOs. So DM us BOGO, and we will send you the link.
Date in the dark, I think we called it.
Date in the
something
dark.
like- But anyway, I'm excited to host it. I'm going to get all the awkward questions out of the way early. So all the things you really want to know about the person you're going on a
gonna
date
know,
with,
yeah.
we're going to make sure you know that right up front.
And that's cool with the audience too. You don't have to participate, but if you raise your hand, you're allowed to ask questions. I'll bring you the mic. You can ask the question. It's just such a cool concept, and I'm super excited.
Yeah. So we're going on the podcast. When will it be 3 years? Do you know?
May 24th.
Oh,
I
wow.
believe.
You actually know the date.
That was
Wow.
the first. Yeah.
So we've been through
That's
a lot.
crazy.
Yeah, we've been through a lot, You've seen
time.
me go through some changes
Wild.
in life.
Wild.
Wild changes.
And you've seen me add to my family.
Yeah, and I've seen you just get your family even larger.
Yep.
So I came up with some questions to ask
Yeah.
about how this has been going.
Oh, I like it. The reminiscing questions.
The reminiscing questions.
You already know the thing I miss most, but you don't want me to get into it.
Really? Do I?
What's the one thing I miss most on the podcast?
Fitz?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we can have Fitz back.
Oh, I would love it.
Maybe he'll come on as a guest.
That would be awesome.
I don't think he would host or
No.
produce
Well,
anyone.
I would love him to.
Oh, yeah, so again, if you want to produce the show, let us know.
Let us
That'd be fun. So, out of these 3 years, here's a couple questions
Okay.
I need to know the answer to because they've been on my mind.
Yep.
Have you ever lied to me?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Can you give me
And
one?
I'll tell you why. I can't think off the top, but what I'm guessing is I've lied to you so it won't hurt your feelings. Now, I have lied to you to hurt your feelings too. But the one thing that pops into mind because you played it is when you didn't know me well and you're just like, you were talking about pets or whatever, and I told you that my dog got hit by a car in front of my young daughter and son
that
and was
one
crying.
that one
And
was
then you're
terrible.
like, wait, that didn't happen? I'm like, dude, I had to take advantage of that situation.
Yeah, that was such a dumb thing to lie about.
Oh, it was so bad too. You're like, no, and I'm like, yeah, and she ran up and held it dead, and like it was just too funny. I had to.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: if I've lied to you on the show, it's automatically I'll tell you the truth immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever lied to? I'll give you one. You want to put me on the spot a little bit? Have you ever lied to the audience about me or with me? Or?
About you specifically? I don't think
Not
so.
knowingly.
Maybe not knowingly.
Okay.
Then how would I know?
Right.
I don't know. I don't think so. Are there any secrets that you've been keeping?
Secrets. No.
Okay.
We know that.
What do you think? What do you think it was the best moment we've had on the show?
Like in the show's history, best guess or just the best moment ever?
Either.
I think the best moment ever, what I like the most, is when we went to that multi-camera and had the setup over there, and it was a different look. Now, I know we're back to single camera, and I like this the best, but that was a cool moment because I was like, oh, this is cool. This doesn't, because you know me, I'll move around my house just like I move around the podcast. I need a different look every 3 months, but it was like, oh, this is a thing that we don't have to get stuck into this one thing and do it forever. So that was probably...
Okay, that's a good one. All right, here's a good one. Now, have I ever, and you can be on, I feel like you're just going to say no because you just want to be a tough guy. But,
tough guy. Here we go.
But have I ever actually hurt your feelings or said something to you without,
let me look in the camera.
Without realizing it?
No, not at all. And it's not being a tough guy.
You don't think when I make fun of your big tits or anything that never upsets you?
No. Because that would be like me making fun. I won't even get into it. See, I'll tell you, I'm not allowed to make fun of you on stuff because I can't say it.
Why?
Because I can't say it. I can't say it.
Because it's personal stuff?
Well, yeah. Absolutely. But, you know what?
I like my asshole licked or something like that. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was saying other things too. But no, here's my thing too is, you can say I'm fat, I'm out of shape, this, that, and the other.
I think you're looking better.
Yeah, well, thank you. Heart 75 really did me a service. But here's what I will say. No matter what you say about me or my athletic ability, and this goes for a very large friend group that I have, because a lot of people like to poke, there is not one athletic thing that you or any of them can beat me at. That's a fact.
Wow.
There's no ball sport played in America that you can beat me at, even if I've never played it. Bowling, we've seen, we don't post it. That's a lie to the people as well. But no, here's the thing. I'm not trying to be over cocky about this, but
you sound like it.
Why it doesn't affect me is because I know who I am and I know what I can do.
Okay. All right, here's the last one. What would you say is like a major flaw that I have in our friendship or co-host?
A major flaw.
Yeah, like something that you should do better at that or be better about this.
All right, I mean, I'm going to bring it up and here's the thing.
I won't be offended.
I know. So your biggest flaw is you won't tell Fitz the truth.
Tell Fitz
You play both sides of the story. You try to stay babyface with him, and you won't tell him what everybody knows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
And I don't want to protect Fitz because he gets all rippity every time I mention his name. This is it's not me picking on anybody because that would mean he's a less of a person and he's not. It's that there's this thing and he did something dirty and you just babyface both sides. So if there's one flaw, it's that you don't go, and a lot of people do it because like you said, you'd rather just say, hey, with the community, when we get in all that talk and stuff, you're just like, nope, I'm not going to get involved because I don't want people to hate me. If I have to put the mask on, I will. If I have to get the shot,
I just say how I feel.
No, you say you do that because you don't want the problems.
No.
You don't want the trouble.
No, I don't care about the trouble. I just speak how I genuinely feel about a situation. Yeah. I'm not so hard right like you are.
I'm not hard right. Hard right. I'm actually opposite of that. But here's my thing. It's not even about right and left. See, you're trying to put boxes in to discredit. That's part of the problem. Yeah, because I don't fit in a box, obviously. You told me.
No, you definitely don't fit in any box.
So what the fifth thing is, I wasn't even trying to bring it back to Fitzy, but that's one of those things. Okay. The flaw in you is where you will definitely, to save face or not make people hate you or whatever, you will hold things back in certain areas. Okay. Not talking about getting your butthole licked, but in other areas where it's no, he's a nice, no, you know the situation. Dead money. I got all the information in front of you. You know the shit, but you're gonna play nice. Okay. That's your flaw, in my opinion.
Got it.
Do I have any flaws?
Yeah, yeah. You definitely have a few. Okay, cool. So we'll wrap it up at that point.
Oh wow, yeah.
Let's
go run a lap and see who wins.
Yeah, let's. No, I can't. I vape too much.
Oh yeah, that's right. Vitamin E, baby.
All right. Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you to our sponsors, Heighten Aesthetics and Adam Spath, Insurance. Right.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you all next episode. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the What's Good Tampa Show. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at What's Good Tampa Show or visit what'sgoodtampa.com to get involved with the show. See you next time.